Right, 2 podcasts, 1 day. I'm gonna sleep after this, mate.
It's like 2 girls, 1 cup.
Great start already.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dan. Always lowering the tone, as usual.
Yeah.
So we're here with today, Infamous. If you don't know, I think Dan has been on like a massive rise like this last 12 months. I would say 12 to 24 months has been like a huge, like everyone start to recognise who Dan Bastick is, which is cool because me and you go pretty far back, to be fair. We've been speaking for years, really.
When did we first start? Because I remember you used to follow me, but I didn't follow you for a long time.
That's normally the protocol.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I realised you're actually not a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which coming from Dan, that's high praise because Dan thinks everyone's a dick, and so do I.
I don't think everyone's a dick. I'm very picky around the people I associate myself with.
You're correct. So, mate, I'm super gassed to have you on because, especially when someone's on like a bit of a rise and stuff, like to get in there early, get in there sooner than everyone else. And
I like that you see it like that. That's
I
cool.
do. And bro, you know, I see everything. Do you know what I mean? In terms of from like the coaching industry, I know everything about everyone. It's simple, and it's very rare that you don't hear bad things about people. And I don't hear anything bad about Dan.
I mean, I think it's only natural that we've had this discussion before, and you once said to me, "Welcome to the world of coaching." Everyone has had a bit of negative feedback, but when you are within that circle of coaches, we know that there are also bad clients.
Correct.
That will twist the story so it doesn't crush your own ego.
And because Dan is in a position to heavily vet his clients, Dan's clients are like Dan.
Yeah, literally.
And a lot of them are like, and I found this recently with a few people, they worship the ground you fucking walk on.
Yeah, I mean...
Which is hard to realise yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
Trust me, Dan, I see it from an external thing.
It's definitely something you don't see yourself, but at the same time, I guess I get that in return, not via... They do tell me, but it's hard to take in, you know what I mean? Like, a bit of imposter syndrome there, but
100%.
like... I get it from the work they put in. They really, really want to work hard for me.
Why do you think that is?
I think I've built a bit of a reputation of being very straight down the line. In terms of over time, the longer I've been in this industry, the more my voice has been taken as a something to be heard. And when you have clients that believe in your opinion and believe in how you work, I guess they want to work hard for you because your opinion is more valuable at that point. I guess it's that. But I have a really close relationship with all my clients because I've said this over and over, and you know, I don't take on too many. Right now I'm at 50 odd, and it's enough for the caliber. And this is no disrespect to any other coach, because I respect the ground you walk on, everyone else walks on, and the fact that you can help so many people and uphold a service. I fully admit I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm still young. I'm still heavily into my own bodybuilding.
Correct.
So,
and I was going to say, I think that massively influences it. I think if I looked anything like you or had the genetic capability of someone that's much higher level than me, my coaching wouldn't be as important. Like, not as important to me. I don't mean it like that, but I mean that I probably wouldn't take on as much.
It's like a pie chart. It's the amount of percentage you want to give to each segment.
I'm much happier with how I do work now than if I was taking my bodybuilding like so seriously. Do you know what I mean?
Has that been a transition for you? Have you like...
Because you know what I used to be like.
Yeah.
So anal with it. Yeah. So anal with it. And now I'm just not, because I've realised no matter how anal with it I am, I'm never going to be that good. And that's okay. But I know how good at coaching I am. So I'm just going to excel at that instead.
There's definitely been a similar kind of transition for me, in that I know that my legacy in the bodybuilding industry, it won't be left by my own bodybuilding. Not to say I can't make a little bit of a dent, because I fucking love it.
Yeah, and you are like, yes, you might not ever turn IFBB pro or whatever, but you can be fucking good, and you are also a sight to be seen kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, young and massive.
I'm getting older, mate. I'm 27 this week.
Okay, well, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that's the key of it, is that my legacy won't be left by merely just bodybuilding. I do see myself as transitioning to being a better coach than I am a bodybuilder. But
which I think
in
is
my,
definitely starting to see.
Yeah, I can name 5-6 clients that are way better than me already. Way better. And I've heard you say this before, is when you start getting clients better than you, it's a little bit of a pinch yourself moment.
Yeah. Bro, when I get someone inquiring, it's like they've got IFBB Pro in their name. I'm like, are you sure you've come to the right place? Because I'm just an idiot.
I don't see. Okay, so that's funny. I don't see. I've had pros come to me. I've coached pros for shows. I don't see the labelling of IFBB Pro as anything other than they're just a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
I don't see that, because I've had pros, and I tell you now, most of them have not worked hard as my amateurs. Not even close. Nor do they even have the physiques close to them either.
And I think it's way more impressive. I was thinking this on the weekend. Like, I coach all kinds of people. Some genetically great, some genetically shit. Yeah, but if you can make something good out of something shit, that's who the real fucking good coaches are. Because you see all these people who have got, like, I'm not going to name names. Actually, no, I can, because like American coaches aren't going to listen to this. Chris Aceto. I mean, it's like throw everything at the wall and hope something sticks protocol. But when you work with just freaks, it works. But if you can take someone's shit and start feeding them jam sandwiches pre-workout, like Aceto style, it's probably not going to work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree and disagree, because I think I personally wouldn't be coached by Aceto.
No.
We've had this discussion before. I wouldn't, just because I think a lot of it is spitballing. But at the same time, a coach like that has a very specific demographic of people he works with.
Yeah.
And they're not all genetic freaks, but they're paying so much money for shit service, they will work for it.
Yeah.
Does that even make sense?
No, I get it.
Because I've seen the replies from Aceto from people I've known who's
good
coached
work.
by them.
See you next week.
What's not to be underestimated by a coach like that is the amount of bodies they've seen and the
Yes.
eye that they've gained.
Yeah,
I
was talking to Roman about this. The eye for a physique. My opinion in the UK, Tom Hames, his eye is incredible for a physique. And that goes a lot further than sometimes knowledge.
I'll shout somebody else out as well, is Sasan.
Yeah.
He's got a fantastic eye. When it comes to prep, those last stages, when do you ever see one of Sasan's clients off?
True.
Luca
last week. Fuck me.
But the peaks are just they're like, okay, they're fat, they're soft. Are they going to be ready? Then they're ready. Yeah. It's like, how did you just do that? But Sasan, he's very much, he's not science-based as such, he's experience.
Yeah.
And a lot of experience comes with just gaining that eye, and that's what's lost in a lot of modern coaches nowadays, is that they haven't built up their eye because their eyes are too fixated on spreadsheets.
Yeah.
That stuff can't be taught. You've got to experience it. So what I'm starting to find now is the more advanced competitors I'm gaining, and generally it's the more extreme physiques, the bigger, the mass monster type physiques. There are so many more variables, and it's like every day is a new case study of learning. Like you take on so many different variables when you're dealing with bigger physiques.
Yeah.
The recent one I've been dealing with is Bradley Dennis.
Yeah, huge.
Fucking massive, mate. He is huge. When people see him on social media, like, they think he's big. Meet him in person.
Yeah, he's even bigger.
He is literally a bus.
Yeah.
He's massive. Now with Bradley, it's what I mean by all these variables. He's a mass monster. He is massive. And 2, he will require a lot of food on his top end of weight scales in the off season. And 3, he's type 1 diabetic, which has its complexities regards what you can use, what you can't use in terms of on the more enhanced side. How the timings of which you can push food and when you can't. So in the morning, for example, he'll find you have sudden spikes in his blood glucose. It doesn't matter if he's pro-fat, or he will get that in the morning. So your timing of food is valuable there. Now try and get him in condition. That's going to be fun next year, of just learning as we go. And Brad, he knows I've never prepped anyone who's got type 1 diabetes, and somebody with that amount of muscle mass, but this comes back to the respect thing, I guess, what you said. People, he's so willing and trusts me so much that, look, dude, I've never actually been in a legit condition himself. Let's learn together.
Yeah.
And that is an invaluable case study for me. And this will aid in my ability for gaining more of that eye.
Yeah.
So it's so nice for me, 26 years old, to have all these different physiques to learn from, and think in the future when I am 35, that's where my legacy will start to be formed, because I've gained all this experience and gained that eye that I'd hope would match up to some of those top coaches.
Yeah, 100%. I've said this a lot this year. This is the first. I've put a lot of people on stage already, but bigger physiques, which require more attention, 100%. This is
a new thing I've noticed from your coaching lately. You've brought it. You've really brought it. Something has happened in which a lot of your clients aren't off ever. I haven't seen them recently anyway. I'm just thinking nearby history.
Yeah.
I can't remember. And you're bringing bigger physiques to the stage. Yeah. That's probably a reflection of you're drawing those physiques in though as well, right?
Yeah, 100%. Someone I've got competing in the next 2 weeks, actually. He's going to be 250 plus on stage, and I know
who you mean.
Jack Fleming.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's massive. Granted, he's tall, but he's also got fuckloads of muscle.
He looks massive, yeah.
And it's been a constant. And I tell you who I always think of when I'm prepping someone bigger: Tom Hames. Because what I always think of is push them, get them to a new low, feed them up. Push them, get them to a new low, get them flat, and every time they get back to that, they're leaner and they're crisper and they're drier and they're harder and they look bigger. And it's right, it's a constant battle of push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. And then also don't dig too hard for body parts that his glutes are in. They don't need to be skinned alive when you're fucking 250 plus.
You have to understand is...
because you'll lose other areas.
Yes. You can take away... This is the whole... it can be a problem and it can be a blessing in the bodybuilding industry in terms of everyone wants absolutely peeled glutes that they see on Instagram that's probably been filtered and sharpened up and structured. Understand your capabilities, your physique for where you're at right now. Because I've done it this year with Junior. I pushed him and pushed him and pushed him.
Yeah, we spoke about it.
10 pounds down from where he actually got on stage at, and his glutes just weren't coming in. He was losing body parts. There was a point in the prep I thought, fuck me, he's been eaten alive by some kind of disease that eats body muscle tissue. Let's reverse this soon.
That's
luckily
T3.
Well, that's what it looked like. It looked like he'd been on 50 T3. Yeah. But luckily we brought it back, and his best look and his fullness came all back, and more detail as well, was about 10, 11 pounds up from there. Yeah. So understanding what's bringing the best physique to stage, not necessarily just going for those sharpened glutes. Yeah. There'll be a time for when you're ready for that.
Yeah. And also realise it as well, especially with first timers, which I know that guy was a first timer, you can't get everyone skinned. You can't. You just can't.
And it's not anything to do with their work ethic.
No.
This was Joe. He would have fucking died if I he would go for
all
it.
The coaching. I had 3 people on Natty stage on Sunday. 2 absolute inside out. 1, he was fucking dug out, but not skinned. He was lean. Do you think I'm doing anything different? Do you think I'm stopping his program, being no, you need to eat up? Do you know what I mean?
No, because you want the best possible result for your client. And this is where it comes from your eye as well, is over time you learn that, you can get him a little bit leaner, but, sacrifice body parts, or you can bring the best physique to stage that's probably going to place them higher. Mm-hmm. Win the war, not the battle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right, well, we started this Coachcast off completely random. We're just me and Dan just chatting. So we'll bring it back in line. Dan, childhood. Talk to me. Where did you grow up? How was school? What were you like at school? Is there things that you realise about yourself now that links back to that? That's why I'm a bit like this, or anything like that?
Yeah, massively.
Here we go then.
Right. I'm actually gonna pose this question to you. What do you think I was? What do you think I was like as a kid?
A fucking nightmare.
No.
Oh, fuck off.
No.
Oh, you were really good at T-shoes?
No.
Okay.
Massive introvert, quiet.
Right.
Massively. I could not public speak. If I could look at myself like when I was 15, 16, 17, even as a teenager, that I'd be doing a podcast in a studio, I'd like, no fucking way, you're joking. No, as a kid, I was super quiet. I didn't. So one thing that remains the same as I am now is I don't bullshit with people I don't want to bullshit with. I'm very, very selective. It's like my main moral. I'm very selective with who I include in my circle, who I am influenced by, who has an influence on my life. Because I'm a big believer in even like the 5 people you surround yourself with, you're a combination of those 5 people. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be a shithead, so I don't make sure there's no shit in my water. Yeah. You know, I heavily involved myself in sports before I could even ride a bicycle, I could ride a motorbike.
Yes, I know it's about you.
Yeah, I kept myself out of trouble, and a lot of that is I guess it might be my parents who realised it. I don't know, but I have quite an addictive personality.
No
so a lot of people in bodybuilding do.
Yeah,
so
that's what makes them good as well.
Yeah. So I involved myself heavily in sports. It kept me out of trouble. Generally, I never partied ever, because I was always working towards an endeavour of sport of some sort. It was motocross, family business. My brother was a professional motocross. All my brothers did motocross. I started out, then I went on to, I did some football, but rugby. I did that for a long time. Loved rugby. Still love rugby today. And then eventually it got to the point where I was more afraid of getting myself injured playing rugby and not being able to train in the gym, which complemented the rugby, than getting injured training so I couldn't play rugby. And it was a no-brainer to me. It helped.
When you started in the gym, were you instantly hooked?
Yeah. I actually was in the gym before I started playing rugby. It's through my dad. I remember one time, I don't know if I've told this story before, but I remember one time, so my dad he's a worker. He does very well for himself. He owned a recovery business, and we lived on the site. It was on near a railway track, and it was actually a good childhood, being around all the workers, and I'd get them off work to play football with me and all this shit. Anyway, he would come home from work immediately, pick up his gym bag, go to the gym. So I didn't see a lot of him. He was a good dad, don't get me wrong. He gave me everything I needed. And there was one time when he got in, I got in the boot of his car and hid. So he could take me. I didn't know what this place looked like, the gym. I saw he was pretty hench, he was a bit juiced up. And I wanted to, that's another thing, I was conceived on Decker. And I think it highly influenced my personality. Yeah. So, I snuck out, and he got there, popped out. Hey, surprise, motherfucker. Yeah. Not quite like that, but yeah. So he had to take me into the gym with him. He said to the front desk lady, "Oh, sorry, his mum's at a PTA meeting. Do you mind if he just sits and in the foyer or whatever?" I didn't sit in the foyer. I went in there to watch. Yeah. I wanted to see what my dad was doing. Yeah. And mate, like, do you know some of those scenes from like Pumping Iron in Gold's Gym, where it's just so raw and whatnot? Like, that's what I remember. Yeah, it was. I remember the place now. It's shut down now, but it's Harlow Sports Centre in Essex, and I just watched it and I fucking loved it. Everyone in there looked fucking massive, because you're small. You're like a kid. Small, yeah. Like my dad looked huge, and there was a really well-known powerlifter in there who was. He was in World's Strongest Man as well. He did a bit of both. A Polish guy, I can't remember his name, but I remember seeing him squat. And at the time, you don't know how much weight it was, but that bar was fully loaded. Yeah. And just seeing that stuff was just, that heavily influenced me. So eventually, my dad bought some pieces of gym equipment. We put it in a building, and I was just training. I remember. Is
that still the unit that you got now?
No, we built another building for it, and by this point we moved up to Suffolk, and we built another building for it, and then we had that key pieces of kit. And over time, I would get invested in interest in gym equipment, and I'd be swapping out pieces of kit for other pieces of kit, and then selling that kit on for more money, so then I could make a bit of money and get better pieces in. Yeah. And then eventually, like, I don't know if anyone's seen the gym that I have there now. It's yes,
so good.
Yeah, so a bit of a weird kid doing that, but it was a chance for me to be a bit entrepreneurial.
Yeah, what were you doing anything for work at that point, or was that like how you were doing?
No, I was doing sport, bodybuilding, And that, in a way, bodybuilding kept me on my studies.
Yeah.
Because although I'd sneak off school to go to the gym, I still had to get my grades.
Yeah.
And I was, so I'm dyslexic, and I'd say that bodybuilding allowed me to have a structure that allowed me to fit in those times of doing work so I could just get through school so I'd go to the gym. Then, one thing led to another, and A-levels, uni. Then uni I could really take it up, because at that point, I guess you're a bit bigger, a bit more knowledgeable, and you can almost level up on your own from there, because you're a bit more independent away from your parents.
Yeah.
But one thing I'll say about my childhood is my parents were always very supportive of whatever I did.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, when my mum found out about gear, that was a bit of a, I think she cried. Because she had these preconceived notions of, because my brothers were doing it, you know, and I end up like them and all of this. Not that they're bad people at the time; they were just doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'd say I've got a bit of respect from my parents. They know I'm very, very wise for my years at this time.
Correct.
And I spoke to my mum through it, and she's like, okay. She didn't tell my dad for years. But I don't think we ever did tell him, but he already knew. Yeah. He already knew, because I'd already surpassed him when I was 19. So my parents' childhood was really good. I had 3 older brothers, typical kind of Malcolm in the Middle type stuff, in the way that they, all into WWF at the time, influenced by that. We all liked muscle. They all went to the gym. I followed them to the gym. Lunchtimes, they picked me up from school to get me to the gym. My first gym membership was Rip Gym Harlow.
Yes.
Quite well known.
Reminds me of Sander.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So some of the earliest bodybuilders I saw when I was a kid was when Luke went to Basildon. Yeah. So I used to go there as well. And Ben, I used to see Jordan and Corin were the first people I saw regularly. I'd purposely train at the same time as they trained. Not to be that kid.
Heavily influenced by that.
Yeah, I was at that time, because they were the biggest people, most developed physiques, and I was very much, I'm not going to listen to what people tell me. I'm still like this now. I'm not going to listen to what people tell me. I'm going to watch and look at the biggest guy and see what they do. Yeah. Then I'm going to do it myself, see if it works.
Yeah, it's like at the moment with me training at Ultimate Fitness. I know what I'm doing with training and stuff like that, but I'm very also happy to do different things. I've tried everything. And when I watch Fan train, like an absolute psychopath.
Does he still train like that?
Trains like an absolute mentalist. And we did legs together about 2 months ago, and I haven't been back. It was the worst experience of my life, but I learnt a lot.
Yeah, but look who was influenced by at the time, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And fuck me, bro, it was awful. Because it was so different. You know, when we're warming up for something, like a big lift, and we're going to be doing a few reps.
Oh, I've changed that completely now, but I used to be like that.
Bro, he's like, every weight you do is 10 to 12 reps.
Yep.
And then you work in after doing 10 of that. And it was hell.
Yeah.
But it's also 10 or 12 exercises, and the last one's going to be barbell squats.
Yeah, this is my leg training right now.
Yeah, and it's bro, I remember the first time I saw him properly, training legs. And he was doing barbell squats. And I was like, you've been here for ages. I said, what exercise are you on? He's like, I think I'm 11. And he was doing 5 plate aside barbell squat for reps. He was like, I just get stronger throughout the workout. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the opposite.
I typically don't get stronger, but it gets easier for me because my joints, they really get...
and that's his argument. He's like, if I barbell squat at the start, I wouldn't be able to do anything.
No, definitely not. I mean, that comes from, everyone thinks that Dorian was a low volume guy. Typically he was, but he only counted his work sets.
Yeah.
He used to build up in 10s and 12s.
Yeah. And doing loads of sets.
Yeah.
Warming up, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That was childhood. Pretty good.
What did you do at uni?
So nothing related to bodybuilding at all.
Shock.
But uni was, I'll be honest, I was never really invested in my university stuff at all. I was always the outcast. Wherever I've been, being so quiet, apart from in my sport teams in school, I was always the fucking outcast. But that was fine. I kept myself to myself. I always did. I wasn't a sheep. I did never like to follow at all. University, my undergrad was geography and natural hazards.
What the
mate.
fuck?
I can't, Marna will tell you, I can't navigate a shit anywhere. But I could tell you all the tectonic plates. So,
Useful.
Yeah.
Great for bodybuilding.
Yeah, geohazards, I got you sorted. It's fine.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, that was probably the most outcast I've ever felt, because you can imagine like undergrads partying, etc., and everyone's released from their parents, so they go fucking mad.
Yep.
I never went out in university at all. I remember one trip we went to Tenerife, and once we finished our field trip days and stuff, everyone would be like socialising and probably going out and stuff like that. I couldn't. I was back in the apartment, so I was prepping meals for the next day, make sure I was bang on point.
Yeah. You think that obviously leads to the addictive personality about something?
Probably, but without even knowing it, it's been so ingrained for such a long time, I probably don't know any different.
Yeah.
I remember that one time in Tenerife, this is where I felt like a real outcast, and it actually upset me a little bit at the time, is I'd finished my meal prep early, and I managed to join everyone in the pool after. I got in the pool, and all the lads just got up and went into the other pool. It made, fucking dickheads. So if any of you listen to this right now, cunts. Yeah. No, I just found that as a real... Look, I choose to do something that's going to, for me and whatnot, just because I walk into the pool and I was lean and stuff like that. I've just been dieting with Jordan. Don't outcast me. Don't feel bad that I look like this and you look like that. Understand, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm addicted to this. Yeah. Understand that I've got no fucking life at this point. This is everything. So just because you're going to leave the pool and, whatnot, it's still not going to make you feel better in yourself. Like, check yourself. Don't, make me feel bad and almost, demonise me. The women stayed in the pool, though.
Standard.
It was great.
Big man.
Yeah.
Big dog.
Very good. Very good. So that's something throughout childhood I always found. I was always a bit of an outcast. Yeah. I always hung around with older people as well, because people my age weren't on my level. Yeah. And generally older people, because I just used to go to the gym.
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to hang around with older people. Yeah. Always. Preferred it.
Yeah.
I got more from them than people my age.
You learn.
Yeah.
You learn how to be an adult earlier.
Yeah, you learn how to be more important things, how to get through things. Yeah. They've come across things that you haven't yet, and when you come across them, they know how to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? You just learn quicker. Yeah. And I'm all about I want to get to a destination quicker than anyone else.
Yeah, and it's quite funny because being an outcast in school, I know a few of them do still follow me, but I wonder if they'd expect I'd be doing what I'm doing now and actually making a success of it.
Yeah, I always think that.
You wonder what people think, don't you?
Not that I wasn't I had a lot of mates at school, but I remember I got bullied by people in years above me, and now I'm just yeah, fuck you, and they're still doing the fucking same job they were 10 years ago.
I got a message off one of them who I never got bullied or anything like that. So I really kept myself to myself, but I got a message from one of them who was one of the cool kids in school who always used to get in trouble, with that typical kid who had, all the friends and stuff like that, messaging me, asking, can I give him some advice? But, it wasn't bullying, but he was always one of the ones who used to take the piss at me. Oh, you're going to the gym again? I even had, used to get hoodies at the end of levers. The class had to choose what went on the back of it. Mine was protein. Little things like that. And It's just ironic that they're messaging me now and I get to say to them, I only work with competitors, mate. Sorry. Go to Slimming World. Yeah. It's quite, yeah. But it's one of those things as well. When I look back, I don't think to an extent too much oh, you were just a dick. Mm-hmm. I just think you're young. And at that age, I wasn't young. Yeah. And I actually feel sorry for you. Yeah. A little bit. You must see that now. All the success you have, all the people you get to influence. I was going to say cars and stuff. Yeah, you got cool cars, but more so, what the success is? The success is the amount of people you get to influence and have a positive impact on.
Yeah, I was literally talking about this to someone last night, quite in depth. The cars thing, is literally just because I love cars. So, and I'm in a position to do that. That's what I'm going to do. But what means the most to me is Saturday and Sunday just gone. I was at Leeds FitX on Saturday, and I was at WMBF on Sunday, traveling to these shows, and the amount of people that I have no clue who they are coming up to me saying, bro, like, you really fucking motivate me and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, that means so much more than anything that I have or will ever have.
Same, because I do get this as well.
Yeah, of course.
It is a little bit like, well, what have I done to
Yeah,
deserve
I'm
that?
just being
But
myself.
Yeah, and that's the magical thing about it, is you're being yourself.
Yeah, and they
that
see
is
that.
so self-gratifying to yourself to know that just me being me is helping people,
Yeah, people
and
like it.
people like it. Whereas me being me at school, I never got that
Yeah.
that effect. That's earned when people get older, and you're able to impact the people that you are exposed to, I guess, in our industry.
It's like, a guy character's like, please just keep doing all the stuff you're doing because it's making me be better. And I'm just like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm literally this is just me. Like, I'm just documenting life at the moment, basically.
Well, people as well, for you being you, and you don't realise how much you help people. If for any reason, God forbid, you were gone off this earth, there's a dent there that people would miss. I won't get deep here, fuck me. But like, people want to. We get, how Instagram does the algorithms. The more you post and whatnot, you pop up in people's lives so fucking often. You don't realise you're like a famous person to them in our own little world.
In our own industry, yes.
And you're thought of very, very highly. So for that kind of feeling, to know you're doing some positive, just being yourself is
Also adds a fuckload of pressure on me.
Yeah, but
I don't want them to ever not say that.
No, but okay, from not even a motivation standpoint, or I love your podcast and stuff like that. What about the friends you get in this industry?
Yeah.
So from me, there was a low point in which you were going through some time. I think it was about last year, maybe, and I was constantly, saying to Mana, I should check on him. And I did check up on you quite a few times.
Yeah, quite a lot actually. Fair play.
It's more so you being you, and the friendship that's brought between me and you. I genuinely really care, and I would not want to see you in any kind of rut in your head. And I know you have been in ruts, and me just check up on you is not going to make that better. But it's the feeling that I want to be there for you.
Yeah, and it goes vice versa.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's been times when
for sure
you were shit.
For sure.
And it's like, bro, just checking in.
Yeah,
hope you're good.
For sure.
And that does go a long way. And and also because I know what Dan is like as a person. Like I know that I can be like, do you want to do a podcast? Yep.
Yeah.
And I know that most people are going to ask you like, nope. Do you know what I mean?
I've said no a lot recently. Yeah. A lot, just because it sounds bad, but what does it add?
Yeah.
What does it add? And there's only so many people I'm actually comfortable talking about certain subject matters now.
Yeah.
And their intentions for getting it out of me.
Yeah.
Your intentions here is to make me feel comfortable. And I feel comfortable talking to you about certain things about my childhood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And whatever else you have posed. But other people, they've got a different agenda. They want to hear drama. They want to hear shock. They want to get it out of you for their own gain.
Yeah. It's like a lot of people have asked me to come on this podcast. And I'm like, because it's going to give you some personal gain. Now, I don't tell them that. I'm like, yeah, man, you're on the list, don't worry. Or, to be fair, I was really actually horrible to someone, but I'll tell you about it after. Because it was deserved. But,
I'd say.
I've completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, they're doing it for their own gain, because I can actually bring them something. But I've got a list of people on here that I want to bring on, not for my personal gain, just because I want to get them out there as well.
It's and
I want people to know the person that sometimes I didn't know he was like that.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I like him more now.
Yeah.
I'm going to inquire with him because actually he kind of aligns with my.
When you see a side of somebody, when you're close to somebody, you kind of want everyone else to see that side.
Yeah, I want everyone to see Dan Bastick because I know you fucking inside and out, bro.
Yeah, you do.
Where were we? Right, you competed quite young.
20. I was 20.
20?
23.
Oh, were you 23?
22.
Okay.
I waited a good
You were still a
7
junior,
years.
weren't you?
Yeah, I'd competed as a junior.
But you were a freak.
No.
Okay, you were a big junior.
I wasn't. I was undersized. No. I was known as a big guy after that show because I came into that. Yeah, I was skinned. I was skinned. But after that show, seeing that I wasn't big enough, and I was from that point addicted, just throwing on as much mass as possible. And I knew there was a few factors that went into how long I ran that off season until this season. But one of them was I am never getting on stage again and somebody say he's too small.
Yeah. So me and Romano were talking about this, about your off season, because that's where I kind of, I think, started following you from that point. What weight did you go from and to?
My stage weight, PCA London, was 193 at lowest.
So just as a perspective, when I went on stage, I was 190 pounds on stage. So near enough the same.
Which show?
My first ever one.
Where you appealed?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Well, both. I was 190 pounds for both.
Yeah, 193. At peak weight, I got to 290. I think it's 292.
So essentially,
291, 292.
Dan did £100 push, and trust me,
not all in one go.
Yes, granted. My first push from that show was 190 to 252, so £62. And bro, every time I've gone into off season now, I cannot get past 252. So I don't know how he's done it. Well, I do know how he's done it. Dan doesn't take no for an answer and will force his body to grow and eat through the night, which is something I'm just, oh, fuck that, mate. I need to fucking sleep. But I genuinely think, like, that at first put you on the map.
Yeah.
Because that ain't easy.
The rebound from the shows going forward, and the lifts and the training style, and how it was very, very relentless in terms of the forward direction. There was hiccups throughout. It wasn't smooth.
Quite literally as well.
Yeah, it was hiccups. Fucking remember those. That was part of how hard I was pushing. The non-stop hiccups I would experience, I'd get them for 3 days straight, then I'd get 5 days respite and then come again. It made eating horrendous.
Yeah. But, I remember that and I was just like, what is going on?
Mate, yeah. So for context, every now and then I get little reminders of that.
Sorry, I just brought it back.
No, I do. I get reminders in terms of I get a few hiccups. I get scared for my shit in life.
Yeah.
I was using omeprazole for quite a long time, which kept them at bay, but every time I run out, within a week or so, I get them back. But I've been off omeprazole now for about 7-8 months.
Sick.
And I haven't had a case of the hiccups. Marna's seen me with a case of the hiccups before, where I'd be hiccuping in my sleep and asleep. But I don't know. All I can say is my gut health is probably in a better place, and it's part of my reasoning for the direction I'm going in now.
Yes. Which I saw, I was like, oh, okay. Now, I think Hilly knows who I am.
Yeah, of course.
We've never
everyone.
really spoke properly, but there's not a lot of people that I haven't like spoke to and like I'll make a decision on them. Like I've never really spoke to him, and I've already made a decision on like the guy's smart, and I rate it.
Would I be going with him if it wasn't?
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah, but the hiccup thing, like I've been pretty clear, and the same kind of thing as you. Like for me, getting past 290, it actually wasn't my body composition. My body composition was pretty good last time I hit it.
Yeah, I say this a lot. I don't know if you agree with this. I say it to a lot of clients like who are pushing in an off season. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm not pulling someone back because their body composition's got too bad. It's normally appetite. Because I think if you're training really hard and you're following what you're told, it's genuinely hard to get fat.
Yeah. Part of it is when I hit that last 290, I was training for quite that serious goal at deadlift. At the same time as I wasn't prioritising deadlift, but it got to the point with a deadlift that I can only do one set every other week. And it sounds ridiculous to people, but if I went any more, my sleep would be rubbish and I'd fall apart and I wouldn't make it to that next session. Yeah. In terms of the performance would be dog shit. I pulled that deadlift at my heaviest weight. I force fed for months and months for that. And in unison with this, the drug loads were pretty high, as you can imagine. And all that mixed up together, the toxicity, pulling that deadlift, the CNS stress, I then had hiccups for a week after the hiccup, straight for a week. And I couldn't move because I tore something in my SI.
And for anyone that doesn't know, you pulled how much?
402.5.
It's pretty big. It's a pretty good size.
Pretty good. Yeah, so that you have to understand the hiccup thing. It's got so much to do with the amount of food you're pushing, how inflamed your GI is, the drugs you're using, and your training. Upregulation of SNS, infected nervous system, and all that bollocks. And your body can never be in that parasympathetic nervous system kind of state. So I spent so long in that push from 193 to 290, back and forth to get to 290, that my body just got absolutely hammered. So eventually I picked up little hiccups like that, literally. But I said to you, didn't I, after your show, you said Operation 300. And I said to you, plain and simple, you will not do it in one.
No, and I knew that. So I've done my recent one, 254, so I actually surpassed the 252, but everything just goes to shit, bro. Like, literally. Like, peak drugs, peak food, and also, for me, peak workload.
Stress.
Bro, I was having three naps a day, and it wasn't doing anything. No. It was making me feel worse. It's like, I was like, Nath, like, I can't do anymore. Like, I couldn't eat anymore. And also, when I can't eat, I get fucking lazy with it. So it's like, well, I can't eat, so I'll get Five Guys because I know I can eat that. And then everything starts to get shitter because that nutrition probably isn't good for how you feel either.
This is a massive misconception, but if you're smart in this industry, you will know, as you will, is at those higher body weights, it's not about drug loads. In fact, drug loads to an extent are the reason why you're not going any higher. If your body's chemically toxic, as I said about the SNS, infected nervous system, always being upregulated, the effect that has on your gut health, the only reason you can't get over the weight is because you can't eat over it. You can't digest and assimilate food. So if it was about the drugs, everyone would be getting above that.
Yeah.
It's not about that.
No, it's
and
not.
This is part of the reasoning for Hilly is, right, we need to do some background kind of tidy up work here. Let's get the gut health intact. With gut health intact, I could actually use less drugs and assimilate my food, and therefore I can push beyond. Like, right now, I'm on really low gear. 300 milligrams total. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. But
Shame to say mine is more right now.
yeah, but that's not realistic. I don't do this. This isn't a blast. This is my downtime.
Yes.
But since probably August last year, I was on a blast.
Yeah.
Until the show. Like, we did not slow down, which in retrospect is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It was, but you
live and learn from it.
You live and learn.
You know now to not do that with a client.
I don't do that with clients.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I do to myself that I don't do with clients, funny enough.
Yeah, so 300 milligrams total, but with the food changes and eliminating anything that could be creating some inflammation with GI that I'm intolerant to or anything like that, all of a sudden, like, my stomach is getting flatter and pulling more and more in. My body composition is getting better. And to an extent, you're going to start flattening off. But for a cruise phase, in the gym, like, as soon as I touch weight, I just go bubbly and round, which tells me that positive response is nothing to do with drug load. It's I'm actually
assimilating. Yeah,
I'm not doing this with an arm behind my back.
Yeah, because I think, look, some parts of getting to a certain body weight, like 300, 290, whatever, is throw as much shit at the wall and hope it sticks. And when you do that, things fuck up.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's all about food. Food's your primary anabolic tool, yes. Yeah. And yes, you will need a decent drug load. Yeah. But then there's a line in which it becomes not very beneficial.
Yes.
Understand that line and understand that more drugs is not more.
Yes. I've had someone come to me incredibly recently, within the last 2 days, who is on a prep and can't get it right. And I can tell you the reason why it's not going right is because the drug load is stupid. And for too long.
Yeah, so my best look this year was at the Exeter show. And yeah, okay, drug load wasn't too dissimilar to how I came in at the Universe. I achieved a look for the Universe I was actually really happy with on Tuesday, Wednesday, and overcarbed, it was shit. It was the worst I ever looked. But that response, how stressed my body was in part the drug load I was using. Yeah. And for the Exeter show, yeah, I was on less, but more noticeably less orals. Yeah. I counted it up, like, by the time of the Universe, it was 210 milligrams of orals a day from Anavar, Winstrol, Halo Testing, Superdrol.
Yeah.
Which
Nice combo.
for somebody, amazing. But it's time of exposure as well.
Yes.
So for somebody with a sensitive GI, imagine the amount of stress that's having on our body. So it's no fucking wonder when carbohydrates are thrown at me, whether it was too much or not. It was too much because we learned from the previous times. But no wonder my body shit the bed.
Yeah.
No wonder it was so stressed.
And Pete, I think people really underestimate like the power of orals. Like I've had a guy recently on stage, and as soon as you put something in, like Halo, massive edema.
Really?
Literally instantly.
Wow. Okay.
The same day. We used it on show day, and literally calves blew up. And it's like, right, rest as much as possible now, bro.
Unless it's not Halo testing, it's Anadrol.
Or that, yeah.
It maybe, yeah. But for the Exeter show, I obviously didn't have that same amount of drug load in. And more noticeably, I would have been exposed to what I was on for lesser time.
Yeah.
So my body was fresher.
Yeah.
So no wonder, like, I wasn't in the condition I was in the run-up to the universe, but I was hell of a lot sharper on stage because I could actually peak a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I was really happy to look, considering I was 5 weeks out at that point. But too long of high drug load exposures, it's not necessarily a good thing. I think people, in retrospect, I know this, but
You get clouded.
well, I switched my head off. Like I remember for that prep, for the last 3 weeks, I turned my head off because everyone was telling me, like, Dan, you need to stop thinking. And I didn't even look at my photos. I had Romana and my training partner, Alex, taking the pictures and sending them straight off Tom. I wasn't allowed to look at them. If I stepped on the scales, I wasn't allowed to look down.
Yeah.
I know the lowest weight I got to was 236, but, you know, on stage at the Exeter was 254, and that was my best look.
Jesus.
That was my best look. Body was less stressed.
Yeah.
Which, in part, you know, drug loads have a massive influence, but it's the amount of pressure I put on myself for that show.
Yeah, and this brings on to like a question that I want to ask. When you prep, or you switch to prep, what happens?
I don't know, body fat comes off my body usually. What do you
No,
mean?
mentally.
Mentally, a lot of pressure. You must know what it's like to have a lot of people that worship the floor under your feet.
The reason why I ask is because you've started a lot of preps and not finished them.
Okay, so
and stuff like that. But I also know that a lot of it sometimes, like when you're getting towards the end, is a mental battle.
yeah. So part of the reason I took such a long off season was, I needed more muscle tissue and I wanted to secure that, and I did that. But there was one prep I got kicked out of about 7 weeks out because COVID happened. Then the one after that it was actually only one prep I bailed out of, was with Cuba, and I didn't think I was good enough, so I drew out.
Self-doubt.
In retrospect, for where I was at my age, I was well good enough.
Yeah.
Well good enough. But you don't see that at the time.
No, of course you don't.
You don't. And I wish I did the show because it would have been more stage experience. The other impact on that as well, my anxiety was through the roof because I couldn't quite do the process how I wanted to do it. I was in a toxic relationship and it really made life very, very hard. In fact, this prep I just done, the only reason I was able to finish it was Romana.
You think you're very heavily influenced by the people that are surrounded by you?
Massively, and this becomes from that shielded, going back to my childhood, how I've always shielded myself away from bullshit, because I am hugely influenced by the people I'm around. So that's why I'm even more secure around that. Make sure I'm around good people that are only going to bring me good and want good intentions for me, and people that motivate me, so I have all the love in the world for them to try and bring them good as well.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be with your circle. I talk about it a lot about my circle, but it truly is my biggest driving factor. Like I pushed too hard in this prep at points. I did way above what Tom prescribed me to cardio most of the time, until I got told, no, dude, you have to draw it back from people seeing me do it.
Yeah.
But it's through, I don't want to let those people down at all. And I include my team in this because you said like they worship the floor under my feet. That you must know that what that pressure is like.
Yes.
And I love that they think that of me, for sure. But it also makes me very, very shielded in terms of telling people what shows I'm doing, etc., etc. And the next show I'm doing, nobody knows.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't done that, because like everything was going really, really well throughout the prep, and then it got to peak week. I was like, fuck, everyone's watching this now. Shit.
Yeah.
But part of me is like, I love to document things. I do. I love documenting things. Like, why do you think he follows me around fucking everywhere? I like to document everything. So not being able to say about it or talk about it, like, fuck. But at the same time, the amount of pressure it brought. But also, at the time as well, the amount of pressure it brought made me stick to everything to a T. Because I just wouldn't let myself fuck it up.
For me, it wasn't the pressure of what people would think. The pressure of what people would think is what created a lot of, I'm going to call it, some kind of mental health issues post-universe. It is. I have to see a sports psychologist now. But it was it wasn't letting down my people as such, actually. It was more so doing it for them because they supported me so much. So it come from a positive place.
Yeah, of course.
Which is nice. It's really nice. But, there's no doubt in my head, I'm really fucking worried about next time I'm in prep. Like I've got a show date picked for next year and everything like that. But I'm really worried of the ramifications of what that universe did to me mentally, on it impacting that prep and not falling for the same kind of shit in my head, and it's self-doubt. You're not good enough. And
I've got a question for you then. You love bodybuilding. You love the eating. You love the fucking. Well, you know what I mean. Like you live for bodybuilding. It's fucking. You love fucking lifting heavy. You love pushing yourself and that sort of stuff. Why'd you have to get on stage?
I do love the stage.
Okay, well that's the only answer I needed.
You know what? It's not actually I love the stage. I love to. So as I said, I was quite a quiet kid. I was quite introspective in that way, like even at a young age, and I was quite introverted. I have never found a way to express myself.
Yeah.
And bodybuilding is the only way I've been able to do it.
Love it. That's all the reason you need, bruv.
Yeah.
So we've got a show date picked.
And this time, nobody's to know, because it's not worth the pressure on my head. When people see it, I'm hoping it will live up to a result that they can say, yeah, he looked good.
Yeah.
That's that.
Jesus. Okay.
That was quite intense for us, wasn't it?
Okay. I need to get into some questions with you, bro.
Go on.
Where did the coaching start? Like, where did that come from?
I started in my, I think it was in my master's. Yeah, in my master's degree. I guess I was already helping quite a few people, but not charging, not for money, and I get a lot more interested, especially around the Midlands, where I was at uni. I was at Coventry, and I was like, fuck it, right, you're going to have to start paying me for this, because it's taking up a lot of my time, and I do have to study, and I do have to have my own gym, my own gym stuff going on, my own bodybuilding. So I started charging a bit of money, 65 quid a month.
Yeah, I mean, my first one was 75.
Yeah, right, email. Yeah, every week send me a diet and I'll make adjustments.
But that's because that's what you were used to.
Jordan.
Yeah, I always say that, like, whatever coach you learning from, that's normally what you do.
Yeah.
Because that's all you know.
Yeah.
And on that, you've worked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't see that as a bad thing. Some people do, coach hopping or whatever. No, I know why you do it. Because you want to learn absolutely everything about how everyone does something and take something, at least, from everyone.
I get genuine anxiety when I don't understand the subject matter that pertains to my vocation.
Yeah.
Manu will tell you this. My biggest pet peeve is when somebody's shit at their job. Whether you're passionate about your job or not.
Same.
Yeah, whether you're passionate about your job or not, you have a job and you're serving people. Be fucking good at it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, even when I go to Costa and someone fucks my drink up and I've told them a certain way, I won't have a go at them, so I'm not that dickhead. But I'm just thinking, like, you had one job.
Yeah.
You had one job. Like, if you're doing something, take pride in how you do
Give
it.
Hell.
Yeah.
Just fucking go for it.
Because I know when I'm gone, I want people to say, yeah, he was a good person, he was a good mate, all the rest of it. But I also want them to say, he was really fucking good at his job.
Yeah.
Like, he was good at it. So, yeah, that's where that comes from, I guess.
Sick. Okay, yeah, because like I know that like you've been with a fair few people and stuff like that, but like I've started to be a bit more on that. Like, you know what? Actually, no, I want to learn from him. or I want to learn from that, or I want to try that.
Well, Hilly, I want to learn everything about gut health in how it pertains to PEDs as well.
Yeah.
Because it's all interrelated.
Because then you can get someone who comes to you and go, I've got this problem. Yeah, well, I know how to fix that because I've done this.
Exactly. You become a multifaceted problem solver.
Yes.
And that's what bodybuilding is.
Yeah, I always say a problem solver and solution finder.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And I love that because when you do help someone and they go, oh, fuck, well, no one's ever been able to work that out before. Like, I've got someone in prep at the moment and it's like, no one's ever worked out my body. I'm like, well, I'm going to. I fucking promise you I'm going to.
Yeah. Every coach I've been with, I've learned from and taken from and applied to my business. Yeah. There's stuff I've thrown in the bin. I've learned from doesn't work, or I've applied to clients that hasn't worked. And there's so much I've taken away from in all different ways, not just knowledge, but how you communicate with clients as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think, what do you think the main reason for, your coaching, come up has been? Because it is a come up, no matter if you think it or not, bro, it is.
I think it's what drives people to come to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's two things. I think people understand that, like you care.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, is you actually care. You're not putting a face on to pretend like you care. You actually really fucking care.
Yeah, and you do, because it's everything to you.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the same over
when
here,
when a client doesn't get a result that they deserve, and I say it's partly my fault. I missed something on their peak and I couldn't get their body quite right. I will question myself so much. Like, how could I have done that better? And sometimes it's not even me. Sometimes they did something behind my back and didn't tell me.
Yeah.
They fucked their salt intake or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they went out for went to a smokehouse on the Thursday before their pro show. Sorry. Yeah.
Let's not throw anyone under the bus.
Dig. Yeah, I don't know where we were.
I wanna kind of jump in on that. It's because I know what it is. Dan is Dan. There is no one else like Dan Bastick. You are your own thing. And Christian Chapman is his own thing. There's no one like me. I'm mental. And I love that about me because I don't want to be like anyone else. I've always wanted to be different. I always want to do things that are just, this is what I want to do and I don't care what anyone thinks. And you are that. You are definition of that. You've got a really good personality, which goes a long way in this because people buy from people. You've got unique things about you, super strong, massive, okay, and you've got a fucking great physique. And as much as you will deny that or whatever, you've built a shit ton of muscle and people want to know how to do that. And they only want to know how to do that from people that actually like. So you could have built a shit ton of muscle, but if you've got a dog shit personality, no one wants to know.
Yeah. And I think the main thing is, it goes without saying, when you got all of that and you get results.
Yeah, just fucking hell, it's a recipe for inquiries.
Yeah. And trust me, I get a lot of inquiries, but I also have to turn a lot down just because I'm so invested in my group right now. I don't want anything to come between that.
And that's also why you see your clients absolutely preach about you and absolutely love you. They do, because I speak to them. Yeah. And I've had people who've worked with me that go to you that are a much better fit to you than they are to me. And I've seen them get more progress.
Yeah, but that's partly, a lot of that is who they want to work hard for as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that comes down to your personality.
Some people are just not meant to work with some people.
Yes, agreed.
And it's got nothing to do with knowledge set.
No. It has nothing to do with anything apart from that. Okay, cool. If there's one thing you could change about the industry, what would it be?
Fucking broad question.
Yeah, mine's a list. But
yeah, I was going to say. Change about the industry. I'll probably reflect on this and say, you know what, I want to change my answer. But the one that pops into my mind...
Always say what you think first.
Again, it goes back to not doing your job properly.
Yeah.
If you're a coach and people are paying you money, one, you have invested interest, you actually care about that client.
Yeah.
And two, do your fucking job properly.
Yeah.
And when you don't do it properly, you analyse the shit out of why you didn't.
Yeah.
And you
learn from why they've left.
And you learn from why people are leaving, and you drop your ego and you put your hands up to say, you know what, that was on me, but I'm going to learn from this, and other clients are going to benefit from this fuck up because I'm going to learn from it.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with getting something wrong. It doesn't make you bad at your job. Mm-hmm. It's not wanting to learn from
what makes you bad at your job is doing it multiple times.
Yeah.
The amount of times, and you'll have this, mate, of someone coming to you and you're just having to clean up a mess that person does not care about whatsoever. Or it's a case of I'm paying all this money and I don't get anything. If someone is giving me their hard-earned money, I want to show them why they're giving me that. This is what you're going to get, and bro, you're going to fucking love it. Do you know what I mean? And it's that I always put that pressure on myself. Like, I know that what I charge is not cheap.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money to people. I want to make sure they're getting the fucking most out of it.
Do you know what, as well? Part of that is like, you don't need to be messaging a client every day and be in conversation with them every day to show them how much invested interest you have.
Correct.
It's the way you do things. It's just, it shines all over. You can tell a coach that genuinely wants you to succeed and actually genuinely cares and gets excited about your wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I get so, mate, not even invested, I get emotionally invested to everyone. Like, when they win, fuck me, bro, I'm winning.
Yeah.
When they lose, fuck me, I'm feeling it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, if you could go back to the start, is there anything you do different?
To start with what? Coaching or?
Yeah, coaching.
No. Typical because everything I've ever done wrong I've learnt from.
Yeah.
I've learnt from it because I did it and it didn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's always my answer. My answer is like, if I could go back to the start, I mean, start sooner would be great.
Yeah.
It's got me to here, so something's gone all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fuck it, I'm going to keep it that way.
You say start sooner, but like, again, one of those industry pet peeves is like everyone coaches.
Yeah, true.
You've got to kind of have a little bit under your belt, I say, to be a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one would be the coaching business needs to be regulated in some way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a rabbit hole right there.
Yeah, massively. Yeah. On the subject of new coaches and people getting interested, what's the biggest piece of advice you give to a new online coach?
I think the simplest thing is have some mileage behind you and your own body. Mm-hmm. I genuinely believe that. Like, actually, don't just... Because my biggest pet peeve as well, I have a lot of biggest, is... I'm going to say it exactly how it is. It's nerds that have seen a gap in the industry, or it's not even a gap, or something they could easily get involved with and use their IT skills to say they're a coach.
Yeah.
How about you actually do the bodybuilding thing, you actually love it, and do something with your body that's going to tell somebody else, like, oh, he just did that to his body. Like, I wonder how he did that. I wonder if he could show me how to do that. You
mentioned about loving it. Like, passion shows.
Yeah.
People come to you because you're passionate about it. People come to me because I'm so fucking passionate about it. It's like, it's everything. People can see that this job is absolutely everything to me.
But I don't think you could generally be that good at something without being passionate at it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you excel at what you enjoy, right?
I genuinely used to think, like, I was the laziest person ever. But it's because I was doing stuff I didn't want to do. So I don't put any fucking effort in. And all of a sudden, I found the thing that I want to do. Fucking hell, I worked really hard. I didn't even realise I could do that.
And you're doing well.
Yeah. But it's because I'm doing something
because you know why that is? Because that's actually you.
Yeah.
You're being yourself.
Yeah.
People will figure out, intentionally or not intentionally, whether you're being yourself or not. And if you're a coach and your passion will show through or it will not. Yeah. And if it does not show through, you'll just fall to the bottom of the pile and you won't make anything of it.
Correct. Just like so many at the moment, unfortunately.
We can name a lot.
Oh, man. Me and Dan talk a lot behind the scenes and just be like, have you seen this?
Yeah, but it keeps us professional on social media, so we don't out everyone, right? So,
yeah, we don't fucking put it out there. Fuck that. Yeah. Sometimes put a few risque things on my close friends. But
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But we love it. Sick. Where to find you? At Dan Bastick, isn't it?
I live in Exeter, house number 21. No, yeah, just something like that. I think is it at Dan Bastick?
I think it's at Dan Bastick. That's the best thing about Dan. He doesn't even know his Instagram handle. He doesn't care about Instagram.
Somebody told me the other day, so like I don't do the whole. I do Instagram, but I don't even scroll really. I just kind of post and I look at what my close friends are doing because I see it as like opportunity to see what your friends are doing on a daily basis, kind of thing. And I love bodybuilding, so I like to see bodybuilding contests and dogs, but. I don't even take a lot of people look into analytics at Instagram and stuff like that. As somebody told me the other day, it's like you just got up to 7,000 followers, which to a lot of people is not a lot, and to me it's not a lot. But it's like a lot of people would also be like, "Fucking hell!" But like, it is where it is, and it's organic. But it's like a fucking cult.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It's because I'm being myself, and those 7,000 people funny enough, wherever I go, I always get someone come up to me and say, hey, like, I've followed you for a long time and stuff like that. I want a picture and stuff like that. So you can have 25, 30, 30, whatever number you want, but if it's legit organic, it's like a cult.
So heavily invested
cool.
in you. Yeah. And like I've found, like, my social media strategy is exactly the same as your social media strategy. We don't have one.
No,
we just post what we want, when we want,
Yeah.
and caption it with, normally mine's just something fucking stupid.
Yeah. But you're being yourself.
Yeah, because that's just me.
Yeah.
Don't need to put anything fancy schmancy on there. Fuck that. We're going to cut it there, mainly because I think the cameras are overheating. Because it's been 2 hours straight of podcast. But I actually think I can get Dan on again, because I think there's so much more we can talk about.
I feel like next time we do it, we have to go in with one subject matter and just,
Yes.
like, because there's so much to talk about with us.
Yeah. Like, there's so much I want to fucking talk about, but it's just time.
Yeah, we could really relate, like, because obviously I've been having a lot of sports psychology sessions on that side of things, because we didn't even get a chance to go into that another
Yeah, and
time.
I think that's something good for everyone to listen to.
Yeah,
We'll do another one.
yeah.
Book in for next month, bro.
A lot of shows next month, so I might be
Yeah,
in the
like,
middle.
yeah,
of
there's
it. I
no
might be in
shows
the
on a
middle of
Wednesday,
this.
bro.
True.
Fuck shows, man. I'm
True.
sick of them already. Absolutely everywhere. Right, cool. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thanks for Dan and Romana coming down, because it's not exactly close. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fucking bollocks that I have to say, else people have a go at me. And share the shit out of it, and also follow Dan if you don't already, which I'm pretty sure all of you will be. Peace.
Fuck me, it's hot in here.